This morning. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Profit in Your PJs. I'm Anna Camp and I am beyond excited this morning to get us started, get us going. I'm just giddy with excitement. I've been texting back and forth with some of you and I know you guys are ready to go this morning. So today is July 10th. We are officially 9 days away from our national conference. We have a loaded call. We have some amazing announcements. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. We welcome you with open arms. We have people tuning in from all over the US and now multiple other countries as well. We do this every single Tuesday. We keep this nice and tight to a quick 30 minutes. So we have announcements, we have trainings every week. This morning we have some special guests that are coming on with us. And so I want to go ahead and get us started. We are recording. We record this every single week. It goes up on my YouTube channel, which is Anna Camp. Easy to find. If you subscribe, which I highly encourage you to do, you will get an alert every single week when a new recording comes up, just in case you miss us. Okay, so let me get started here. I want to share the screen because it just wouldn't be the same if we didn't start with that beautiful picture. Profit in your PJs. I love that we can come together early in the morning and get ourselves started. Some of us have our cameras off because we're getting ready for work. Others of us are still in our pajamas or in bed. And some of us on different time zones are already in the middle of their work morning. So welcome everybody. We have some very exciting announcements this morning. And I want to get into those right away. If you guys have already been on the Big Bucks Bingo group page, you may have already seen a couple of these announcements, but breaking news, guys, we are extending Big Bucks Bingo until July 17th. So all the way up until 2 days before the conference. So if you have had anything happen since July 1st, that is on your bingo card that you have done. For example, if you've gone out and you've hosted an RRP or you've done a sit down with a brand partner from July 1st all the way through today and continuing on through the 17th of the month, we are going to let you count that. Because remember, we're having a huge drawing at the party in Vegas, and there will be 3 big cash gifts given right there on the spot. $1,000, $500, and roughly a $200 cash bonus for the equivalent of your night's stay in a hotel room while you're in Vegas. So 3 great cash prizes. So keep going. I saw a lot of you. You were only 2, 3, 4, 5 squares away. You can get those done. If you've done anything after we closed it, which was the 30th of June, so if you've done anything after that, even all of last week, you can go ahead and add it on your card. And then remember, once you get your card full, it needs to get to your upline NMD. So we are moving right along. One more breaking news announcement that I want to get into today. And I am super excited about this one. We are opening the VIP party in the Terrace Suite at Vegas to any of your new brand partners. So you know that in order to get into this party, you have to bring in a brand new brand partner, a brand new brand partner sometime between, and obviously it's on your bingo card too. So some of you have already gotten this done. You got it done a while ago, but sometime between June 1st and July 17th, right up until the conference, if you bring in a brand new brand partner, you are invited to this party in the suite. This is a beautiful suite. It's 2-story. It's got a beautiful terrace. We are going to party like rock stars. Your new brand partner is invited. So what an awesome way to kick off for a new brand partner to come see how we do things in style at Miriam and really take advantage of the party. So if you have a new brand partner going and you've recruited them within that time frame, they are invited. Okay, we want them to come. So Get Real Conference, I don't need to go into this because we all know it is front and center. These are super exciting times. We're going to hear from a couple of people who have gone to conference who's really changed your life, but many of you know I couldn't afford it. I wasn't sure how I was going to get to the conference. I thought my sponsor was crazy when he told me that 6 months after I joined the business, there would be this conference that I needed to go to. And I remember scrounging. At the time, it was $99 to go, just literally scrounging that money up to go. And it was the best thing I ever did. It was 6 months later, but we ended up taking a bunch of people with us. It blew up my business, and the rest is history. But I know for some people the hardship that it takes to get there. I know that it takes getting off work. Maybe sometimes it's organizing babysitters. Sometimes it's just figuring out how the heck am I going to afford to go, right? Because we come into the business to make money. And some of us, like me, didn't have the money when we got started. So we're here to help you in any way we can. But I really want to go out to some people here this morning. We're going to have Jan Sudkoff come on in just a second and really share from her heart kind of what happened for her so that you guys can hear firsthand some testimonials. So I'm going to stop the share right now. And Jan, if you could come on and unmute your phone, that would be super great. Are you on, Jan? Unmute yourself so we can hear you.
I think I did unmute.
I can hear you. Is your camera on? I don't see you.
Am I unmuted?
There you go. Now we see you. Hi, Jan. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You look beautiful this morning.
I'm getting ready. Thanks for letting me share too. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I first heard about Miriam probably last May from my daughter, Heather, who was already a brand partner. And she told me about the product and I totally was not interested. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was on another product, which everybody's probably heard this story. You know, I don't need it. I'm on something else that I really like for the time. And she kind of dropped it with me. She knew. And then we got closer to the conference time and she asked me, hey, Mom, just go with me. Let's just do this. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a fun weekend it would be. Finally get a weekend with my daughter, you know? And I thought, well, maybe. So I talked to my husband and he said, no, absolutely not. This is a scam. This is going to be terrible. Oh, my husband was so anti-Miriam, anti-direct marketing, anti-everything about going. And that even encouraged me more to go. So I actually did go with Heather to St. Louis. And I have to tell you, it was a shock to the system. I was so overwhelmed with all the people that came. Oh my goodness, it was crazy. And I realized everyone was so kind and so positive. Their attitudes were great. And I'm just looking around thinking, what do they have that I don't have? And it's kind of that feeling that the whole culture, everybody there was giving and wanting to share. And I told Heather, I said, am I the only negative person around here? Because I've got to learn what they know and act like they do. And I have to tell you, those 3 or 4 days were unbelievable to me. I learned so much. And I think what I really learned was the fact that the company cares. The people in it are real. They were understanding concerns of people. They were wanting to help people. They provided training that was awesome. My hand was so sore after that week of writing. But what I realized too is that they continue to train. They don't just let you go and it's a free-for-all when you get home. And I realized I've got to join this. I've got to get up the products. I've got to do it. And I wound up signing up the last day of the conference. And I think it helped bump my daughter up to another position too, which was secondary to my thrill of joining. I couldn't wait to get home and start doing a party or telling my friends. So I have only one other thing to say, and that is for anybody that's on the fence, please try. It's fun, it's overwhelming, but it's so exciting. It's a time that you will join a company that is just booming now. And if you can get there, do so.
Oh, Jan, thank you. You're so amazing. Yeah, actually, your daughter Heather became a director with your enrolling into our beautiful business. And I think one of the things that I hear so much is really the joy in your voice and really how it's changed you into just such an amazing person. I've so enjoyed getting to know you, and I'm just watching you become a leader and really blossoming here. But you guys, if you didn't note in the story, Jan went to the conference as a guest. So she was not even signed up. So that's a really important tip. If you have anybody that you can get to the national conference, get them there, because that will do the work for you. You don't have to convince anybody, because once they go and once they see what it is that we have, what an amazing way to start your business. And I know that really helped explode your business getting started with the conference too. So thanks, Jan. I appreciate you coming on this morning. I want to go out to another great brand partner who has a story about her first time at the conference. Monique Lopez, I just adore you. I hardly ever call you Monique. I always call you Momo, but I know you're on this morning. Could you unmute and tell us a little bit about your story?
Yes. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. When I started Nerium 6 years ago, my first event was the Las Vegas Bash, and we had little tiny bashes back then. I did that event. I couldn't afford it. I drove out there with a friend. We stayed really far away because that's what we could afford. But it was incredible what I felt for the first time of being part of Nerium. But I didn't make it to the second one. So the second one was the big conference in Dallas, and I couldn't make it because I couldn't afford it. There was just no way I could fit it in. And at that point, I didn't know what I was missing out on. And I didn't go, and I heard all about it when everybody came back. And I was devastated because I knew I could have jump-started my business a lot faster. I knew that my belief, and I knew that everything would have been higher. But I said to myself, and I made a commitment that day, that I would never miss another another conference. But I also knew that I was never going to let other people miss another conference. And I was going to do everything in my power to help everybody get there. And you can ask everybody on our team. We cram people in our room to make it happen. We take peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We take our snacks. We do whatever we have to do to get there, because it builds your belief in your business. It helps you become that business owner that you are. You get to interact with amazing leaders like Anna Camp and Vicki Downey and, Deborah Heiss and all of the people that are in charge, that are our leaders. And you get to ask them one-on-one questions, and they help you. And one of the most impactful things was when I went up to Jeff Olson the first time, and I said to him, I just want to tell you, thank you for what you've done. And he was like, thank me. He's like, thank you. You're the one who's making this happen. It's people like you that are making this happen. And that doesn't happen in your corporate job. That doesn't happen out there. And so it just really built up my belief. And like the story that the woman said right before this, my sister, I dripped on her for a year. I dripped and I dripped and I dripped about her joining my business when I first started. She said nope, and she said nope, and she said nope. And we had a conference in Long Beach. I said, I can't afford it, but I'm going to buy you a ticket. I want you to just come because I want you to see Sean Aker, the Happiness Advantage. I just want you to check it out. She came, she looked at me, and she was like, oh my God, this is not what I thought it was. And she joined my business that weekend. So she's been a rock star ever since. But it's incredible. Don't miss it. Get there, do what you can do. And for people who are local in California, you can drive there, find somebody to sleep on their floor, bring an air mattress, do whatever you got to do. You got to get it done, because this is your business and you're in control of it, and you can make things happen.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Monique.
You're welcome.
One of the things I hear so much about that is that, some people, missing a conference would feel bad and maybe never go to another one, or maybe quit, and be so down on themselves for not going. Oh, I couldn't go, and, I'm not worthy, and whatever. And you did it. You picked yourself up. You said, I'm doing this. I am going. And that's such a sign of a leader. And also you learn from the story, and you learn by your own feelings that how important it is to get other people there. And we really are like a family here. We really are a company and a culture, to have a corporate staff that is so appreciative for what we do out here in the field. You just had so many great, great, great nuggets, but I love your how you're on purpose. I love how you love your team, and I love how you will do anything. I feel the same way. I would do anything. I will fight for anyone to go who even has the slightest desire. So thank you for that. I just adore you. Thanks for coming on this morning and sharing with us. Okay, I'm going to go out now to Heather Yarborough. I know, Heather, you're on, and I want you to tell your story. Heather, your background, and tell us about what's happening with you in Nerium. I think I saw you on. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yay!
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Yay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Morning.
good morning.
So I'm actually a pharmacist by trade. I've been one for about 17 years. And my good friend from high school, Jenny Slappy, was in my kitchen one day about 2 weeks before San Jose. She had never approached me about Nerium because she thought I just didn't need it. I was too busy. So she said, come go to California with me. I said, girl, I can't do that. I was running through time and I have two little children and my husband was standing there. He goes, you should go. You never do anything for yourself. You always first. So long story short, I looked at scheduling the next day, called my parents to see if they could help with the kids. And they said, absolutely, you'll do it for yourself. So I called Jenny and I said, okay, sign me up. I said, I need to be able to write this off on taxes. And I said, let's go. So that's kind of how I joined Nerium. And she had asked me to go because that's when EHT was being launched. And she had heard the nuggets of how amazing the product was going to be. And she was absolutely right. The research, the development, the science, everything behind it just blew me away. And I have not missed a conference since. So it's exciting. You never know who in your rim of people that you think is too busy, because I was that too busy person. And you just say, hey, come go. You never know. They're going to say yes. They might say no. Just keep dripping on them, because I was that one that she didn't think I needed it, but I absolutely did.
Wow. So impactful, Heather, because you really honestly would have been somebody I might not have approached, right? Because you're a professional woman, you're a pharmacist, you're a busy family woman. And I would have thought, oh, well, she doesn't have the time, she doesn't need the money, she wouldn't be interested, right? And, we sometimes don't realize that people really do need it. And so that's, thank goodness that Jenny didn't prejudge you and she didn't say, oh no, never mind, forget about Heather, because here you are. And as a pharmacist with your background, what you saw in EHT is mind blowing, because you have the scientific background, firsthand way more than a lot of us do, because obviously I didn't come from a medical background of any kind, right? And, or a skincare background of any kind. But I love the story, and I love listening to your belief in EHT coming from someone with your background. So thanks so much for sharing. If you guys are noticing in this story too, both Jan and Monique had family members who are now part of their business, and what a beautiful way to do that. And I know, Heather, you and Jenny are super good friends, and we're going to bring on Jenny next, because I know Jenny's on here. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. Can you unmute yourself?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Hi.
Good. Actually, I did prejudge Heather. No, she's not going to want to. I actually gave her a bottle of Firm to try, and she put it in her cabinet for 6 months and never put it on. So when she finally put it on, she calls me. She's just like, oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. I'm out. I need another bottle. So that's kind of how I ended up in her kitchen with another bottle. And then I didn't want to go I only had a few people I knew that were going to California, and I didn't want to go by myself. So I was like, she can afford it. She's a pharmacist. Come go to California with me. So I was so like wanting her to just come as my buddy, my travel buddy. So anyway, she ended up joining. So there you go. But my personal background is I have been a cardiovascular nurse for 17 years. And I really was not looking for a business like this, but I needed tax deductions. So when I had looked into trying to find something for extra tax deductions, I found Nerium through Sunny. I think Sunny's on. She put something on Facebook, so I called her up, had coffee with her, and then I needed about a week because I wanted to research the heck out of it, because I didn't want to put something behind my name that's not legit. So I was very impressed with the scientific background. So I joined in March of 2014. So March, April, May, June. So it was about 3 months till that next convention. And I had gone to a regional with Sunny, and I don't even remember who was, and now I live in Perry, Georgia, so it's about a 2.5 hour drive. So got up early Saturday morning, we drove up there, and I remember whoever was on stage, she said, you have to, in order to go up, you have to show up. If you really want this to work, if you don't want it to be a hobby, you want it to be a business, you got to actually get your butt there. And I was like, oh, well, I wrote that down and I went home, and they were, of course, promoting, and it was out in California. And I looked at flights while I was sitting there in Region. I was like, holy crap, that's like $400 or $500 for the flight, because it was only a few months away. And so I came home and I talked to my husband about it. And he was like, well, he said, let's invest in ourselves and go. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So he actually he's part of the business now, but we actually got some friends to fly out, and they kind of played around in California all day. And then while I went to convention, but I'll tell you, our human bodies, we're made up of three things: water, bacteria, and energy. And I had heard about synergy, but I had not really ever experienced it. And so when I walked in that arena, and nobody's even been on the stage yet, just all of the people and the excitement, all of that, like coming off of everybody, I was like, whoa, it was just really something I had never experienced before. And if you would have told me this before, because nurses tend to be pretty much realist, and they don't, this is black and white. There's no, I was always a happy person, but I was like, let's be realistic about this situation, right? You're going to go to this convention, this rah-rah. And I was a cheerleader for many years, but I was like, this is just going to be some rah-rah convention. I'm going to do it. I'm going to, go see what it's like. But I pretty much cried for 4 days, because I was writing down notes, and I was like, oh my gosh, because we all have this innate feeling to connect with something. We want to connect. We want to make a difference in the world. We don't want to be on our gravestone, just the 2 dates. What did we do in that middle dash? What did we do? As a nurse, I really love to help people, and I love to make them and, help them get better and teach them. But what am I going to do for people to say, oh my gosh, she was just XYZ. She did all of these things for other people. She learned to help the masses. And so I just felt all of that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is it. This is what I've been looking for, to kind of help people, to make a difference and an impact in the world, because I truly believe that's what we're born for. And so I felt that in that 4 days. So if you guys are on the edge and you're like, well, not really sure, I'll just catch the wave when they come back, you're going to miss it. You don't want to miss what you're going to feel when you get there, what you're going to learn and impact. And when you come back, you're going to still have that energy inside of you that it is going to explode and move you forward. You're going to be ahead of the curve instead of being behind the 8 ball, is what they said. I don't play pool, but they say that. But so just, if you're serious about your business, and this is not a hobby, and you truly want to make this into something, financial freedom, and you want to make this into an impact, whatever your why is, if you want to make your why become real, you got to get there. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh. I just got goosebumps in listening to you, Jenny. And this business is so much about leading from your heart, and you definitely put your heart in it. I love that. For those of you that don't know, Jenny's no longer working as a nurse anymore. She's actually working her Nerium business full time, and her husband is a very busy veterinarian, and he's working the business right alongside her around his business. So it's not just a woman's business, it's definitely a couple's business. Men obviously do very, very well here, as we know. And I want to go out to the last person this morning, not last, but definitely not least. She is the girl with the coolest name, Elise Pink. Are you on with us this morning?
I am.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi. Just 1 second. I'm going to walk away from my toddler that woke up and found me. Oh, too funny. Awesome. So hi guys. I'm up in Wisconsin now. I am originally from Iowa, Minnesota. I joined the business about 3 years ago. Had no idea what I was doing. The girl who got me started, actually, she messaged me on Facebook. I did not even message her back like a no thank you, nothing for 4 months. I completely ignored her. I'm a huge skeptic. I watched what she was doing. I did my own research, and I was working 60 to 70 hours a week in HR and marketing. after I had just gotten out of college, and I was like, this is what I have to do forever. This is not fun. No one told me this. They kicked me out the door, and this is what I have to do forever. So after watching her and working for about 2 years, like I said, out of college, I was like, okay, I need something else. I don't know what it is. This might be it. I have no idea, but I know she's not going to lead me in the wrong direction. I just asked for info. I hopped on board after talking to her on the phone. This is at the end of February. We had our first conference in San Jose about 2 months later. I had no idea how I was going to get there. The job that I was at, I did not have a lot of vacation time. They had really strict hours, but I made it work. I might have been sick for a while, even though it really wasn't, but I was fueling my soul. So I went out to San Jose, scrounged for money. We basically PB&J like a lot of people do, which sounds crazy, but you do what you have to do. So I went out there, and I, since then, have never missed a conference. Besides when I had my son 2 years ago, I had just had him about a week and a half after or before conference. So I had a teeny little newborn, but I watched via live stream when we had those back then. So I've really never missed a conference. When you go, you guys, you get so filled up. Like everyone said, you, number one, meet a lot of awesome people. You really do. Nerium's culture is second to none. Whether you go to a conference or one of the Nerium vacations, everyone, all the staff at the hotels, everywhere you go, you always hear, my gosh, these are the best people I've ever met. This is crazy. What are you guys doing? What are you guys on? This is crazy. But we really have this amazing culture, you guys, and it really is so fun to get to connect with everyone and just be in that high vibe area where everyone is happy. Everyone is like gets to know one another, and no one's shy to talk to anyone. It's really just awesome. Number two, your business really does skyrocket after this. I tell people on my team, and just kind of have the mentality of, if you go to this conference, your business will seriously skyrocket. I would say a year worth of time in the month if you go, in the month where it literally skyrockets that much because of that vision that you get while you're there. Nerium does an awesome job about really creating that vision and getting us excited about what's coming. Plus, you get in on the know of everything firsthand. You guys all know secondhand info is not as good. It's still great, but not as good as when you're there in person. So really being there, you really, really do get to feel everything and really, really launch your business into something great. So when I went to my first conference 2 months in, I was director. 2 months later, I hit Lexus just because of that. I truly don't think I would have if I did a conference. I think I made it there a lot more slowly, and everyone does their own pace. I know we all know that, but that really, like I said, did launch me to my next level and gave me that fire and what I needed to move to the next level. So I hope everyone can make it. It really, really is an awesome time that you do not want to miss.
You are awesome, Elise. I love it. And I know you're with your parents, you're up in a cabin. The Wi-Fi is a little bit weak there, but I think we caught every single word. And I love how you can do this business from anywhere, and even with your toddler. So thank you so much for getting on with us this morning. I want to just wrap up with a couple of quick things here. I'm going to screen share real quick back here, because I want to just show you a couple of quick slides. We saw this one. I really want you to see this one, which is we are going to be congratulating each other for a job well done. We are going to be congratulating the new people for making the best decision of their life at the party at Get Real. That is Thursday night at 9 o'clock. And we are absolutely going to be having the time of our lives. Here's your win. What's important now? So get your ticket to Get Real, book your flight and your hotel, complete your bingo card, get one new brand partner so you can come to the party, work on your broadcast list. Guys, this is important. Your broadcast list is the list of people that you are going to be targeting to talk to when you get back, right? when you get back. Who is on my broadcast list? You're going to learn a ton. You're going to get the new announcements. There's going to be a brand new trip that's announced. There will be obviously brand new products, and you are going to be wanting to talk to the world. So working on that list, if you're on a flight, really work on that list, because coming out of Get Real is what you want to be focusing on when we're done with that, right? Coming out the last week of the month, and really what are you going to do to blow up your business as a result of what you just learned. The last one, set your intention. What do you want to get out of Get Real? Don't just show up, slide in, sit in your seat and go, hey, I'm here, everybody, and just relax. But set an intention. What do you want to learn? How do you want to grow? Intend to meet some amazing people, some friends. Find yourself a workout partner, somebody that can hold you accountable. Set your intention for what you want to have happen when you get there. And remember, this is the greatest recruiting opportunity in the world. There is so much skin in Vegas. There are a ton of brains roaming around. You can meet amazing people in the casinos, at the clubs, on the streets. This is a gold mine for prospecting. So don't forget, all the way to Vegas, all the way home, how great the prospecting will be. Last but not least, I do want to announce there will be no Profit in Your PJs next week. We'll be traveling. A lot of us NMDs are going in early. I know I'll be flying in early, getting ready for the party, getting ready for Get Real, getting ready for you guys. I cannot wait to hug your little necks 9 days from now. So we'll resume immediately the Tuesday after, which is the 24th, Profit in Your PJ. So we'll see you then, 7 a.m. on the West Coast and in your time zone across the country and multiple countries. Now, I'm going to go back so we can take a look at everybody. Thank you so much, you guys, for getting on. We'll see you in Get Real. Thank you, ladies, for your wonderful testimonials and your great stories. I adore you, and I love all of you so much. Let's make today count. Let's fill up our bingo cards, you guys, and let's run. Pack it full all the way until Get Real, because we're going to be taking some time off. So double all of your activity right now, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Make it a great day.
Awesome, Anna. Thank you.
Bye, Anna.
Great, Zoom. Thank you, everybody. Bye, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.